How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skul, and on behalf of Eastasiasoft, welcome to today's live stream. So, today I am continuing my playthrough of Yumeutsutsu Remaster, which is now available for you to purchase on the PlayStation Vita, physically through PlayAsia.com. However, I am playing the Nintendo Switch version. So, last time I played this game was on Tuesday, and I believe we played through the whole first chapter of the game. So, let's go ahead and continue our playthrough right now. The voice actress maid. Voila. I managed to back it up a few frames so that we wouldn't miss out, I actually, wow, I really backed it up. There we go, that's the first chapter done. Well, I don't have a way of capturing the Vita videos, sorry, Dim. Otherwise I would. I can capture Switch, PS4, Xbox, I could even capture 3DS, but not Vita. I really do need to get a Vita capture card. Now, with that out of the way. I'm at my desk. Is that what game companies are like? Because I don't think this is what game companies are like. This is just too far away from Draco Quest. What is making a game? I'm not even an inch closer to an answer. Nana is working at her desk, of course. She's been crunching numbers this whole time. Accounting, I guess. Chocolate bananas. Aw, man. Can't remember the last time I had chocolate bananas. Guess not. Now, there's a wall of lockers dividing our section and the other game team, the PZ team, and boy are they raising a ruckus. Right then. My computer chirped. I take a look. There's a small window in the corner of the screen, and a short message with it. Greetings to you, newbie. Now, I know this is a chat program. Yesterday, Nana did a bunch of stuff to set up my computer. So I'm being talked to? With this, with this chat program? Me? They're calling me a newbie too. My reaction is timid. Ipon. This name was forced upon me by Nana. My name is Atoro. Pleased to meet you. I'm sorry, who is this? This is only my third day. They're simple sentences, but they take me quite some time. I'm not used to the keyboard yet. Ah, forgive me. Correct you are. One must give one's own name first. Such are the rules of etiquette. Echo seems to be this person's chat name. It's written in all caps in English, too. Echo. Like the sound? I am one versed in aural creations, an audio artist. Eureka Software often comes to me for their musical needs. So she takes care of game music and stuff then. Honoka Daigo is an old friend of mine, you see. Nana told me of you last night, so I thought it prudent to greet you. Was sending you a message out of the blue a bit of a surprise? You have my deepest apologies for my rudeness. I shake my head. Then I realize that there's no way she'd see me. It makes my face go red. That was a little embarrassing. I scramble to type again. It's a duel. Then, immediately, very well. It's fine, you don't need to apologize. That's what I wanted to type. But instead of the character for fine, I accidentally typed the character for duel. Sorry. Oh no, I keep making typos. Though I may be rather far from the capital, should you desire it, I shall meet you in combat at the time and place of your choosing. Let us settle our differences with the blade. Ah, how my blood boils in anticipation.
物騒な話になってる。
She's using emoji, but I can feel no softness here. Sorry, that was a typo. No duel. Ha ha ha. I knew that, of course. You're quite the amusing one, rookie.
面白がられてた。
I feel a little down. Now then, I was going to wrap up today with a light greeting, but I must ask, how is Eureka for you? As Echo changes to subject, I take a moment to think.
いかに答えたらよいものか。
I feel a little pressure when it comes to my words. I take a moment to think, then type. Dog walking and cleaning. I see. As game company-like as they come. Is that so? One finds oneself surprisingly unoccupied with not on project. That is simply part of the game, much like life itself, is it not? Philosophy? Now, it would be rather unbecoming to wrap things up here. Should there be anything you desire to ask? Well, I shall answer whatever questions you have, to the best of my ability.
聞けいときました。
What kind of person is Echo anyway? She sounds like some kind of noblewoman living in a grand castle. Well, if she'll answer my questions, I have quite a bit to ask. Oh, before that, there is something I need you to know. I am but a humble NPC with no routes, so you needn't to worry about gaining my points.
意味がわかりません。
Be at ease, I mean to say. Now, come forth. Time to go forth. I want to know, what is making a game? Ah, a question of much depth, indeed, and one that reveals the depth of your mind. Really? Not that I know. Now, while my involvement is hardly enough to say that I am involved in the process of making games, if I had to come out and say it...
言うなら
There, my shoulders tense up a little. And after a few moments... I've no idea.
はい
I did not mince words, did I? I am not terribly involved in the game development process, truly. It is hardly something I could speak of lightly. 'Twould surpass whatever authority I have. As such, I reconsidered. Do forgive me.
うーん
I'm a bit of a loss. I shall answer whatever practical questions you may have, however. On guard! Echo, I feel like your usage of emoji is slightly off.
質問
Oh boy, we have options, guys! Oh boy, and I'm willing to bet this determines the path of the game. This determines the path of the game. So what we should do is... I can't pause, rats. Oh, I can put a save here. I'm going to put a save here.
セーブしました。セーブし
And there. Okay, we got each of the 3 paths. So I guess we could just go in order and then come back later. Let's just go in order. I don't know what to ask. I don't know how I should ask a question. All I can say is I know nothing and I'll do my best. Let's just do 1, 2, 3.
私ダメすぎでは
I don't know what to ask or how to ask it. I'll do my best. Indeed, go right ahead and give it your all. It looks like Echo picked up on what was wrong.
落ち込む
I let out a sigh and start typing. What am I, anyway? Another deep question. What am I, you ask? Now, according to a certain philosopher...
ではなくて
Sensing a lecture on the subject coming, I quickly type again. No, I mean my job at the office. What that is. Because I typed it so quickly, it comes off as more blunt than I'd like. I'm sorry. Your job? My job. Well, if you've just joined Eureka, I would imagine you're an AD. An assistant director. Have they not told you yet? Come to think of it, I do seem to remember Honoka asking that during the interview. Join the company as an AD, she said.
なるほど。
Echo then went on to explain what an AD was. Though, essentially, an AD does the errands. An AD does whatever the boss asks of her. That's the impression I got. Which means if the boss doesn't say anything, my hands are idle.
自分から見つけられたらいいんだろうけど。
Do I have no choice but to sit down and do nothing? Then... Now then, newborn doe, I have a prophecy for you. Do listen to it with all thine heart.
予言?
A great darkness looms over your head. You must prepare your mind for the coming calamity, though I'm afraid that won't do you much good. Fare thee well. Let us meet again if you still draw breath. Leaving behind a very worrying message, Echo ends the chat. I have no idea what she was getting at. Yet.
闇?
I feel like I've heard that word before. I spent today walking the dog and cleaning once again. Though I did get a new task to do. Practicing my keyboard skills. If you work at a game company, typing with a single finger won't cut it. That's what I figured, and Nana told me as much, so... I've been typing on the keyboard when I have some time.
タッチタイピングなんてできる気がしない。
The busy work keeps me occupied until it's time to leave. Just a little bit before...
今日ワークショップの発表会あるんだ。なんで、お先っす投げキッスチョコバナナの心情きっちり表現してくるバナナ。
You don't need to preach to me. I know how good chocolate banana is. It's really good. Nana gallantly fluttered out of the office. Chocolate bananas have feelings? Let's not get into that. Nana's always so excited. That's something I couldn't imitate no matter how hard I tried. If I did, I probably would be a disaster.
チョコバナナの心情、昼間の計算ってそのためだったのかな?
Voice actresses sure have a tough time. Oh, the workshop she was talking about. It's apparently a study group for acting, according to her. And then...
私も買え。
おい、そこの新人。大鳥愛と言ったか?
I get caught as I'm trying to leave.
あ、はい。何ですか、ハテイさん。
She's on the PZ team, Eureka's other game dev team. Well, she's the leader and director, Hate. I've already said my greetings. She's in an army uniform. She always is, I'm told. She seems to be, well, into that. Oh, not at all, Dimlord. I'm glad to do this. I mean, there's a maid, too. Oh, though I should add, Hate does change into her uniform when she gets to work. I think she's a proper adult.
あんた、ゲームは苦手なそうだな。
はい、すみません。そんな人間がゲーム会社にいて。
What's worse? I don't know what kind of game the PZ team is making either. Sorry.
いや、構わない。むしろ都合がいいかもしれん。
はい。
いるか社長。新人、うちで借りるぞ。
はいはい、どうぞ。
Honoka's breezy voice floats out of the president's office.
何が？
手が足りなくてな。手伝ってもらう。
手伝う。
大詰めなんだ。赤子の手でも借りたい状況というやつだな。いや、むしろ赤子の手こそ必要。
That baby is probably me, I think.
デバッグ。
あ。
My danger senses tingle. Debugging. Books tell me it's the darkness of game development. The darkness of game development. A great darkness looms over your head.
わかりました。明日ですか？
It's time to go home, so I figured she wanted me to do this afternoon. So thought this newborn doe. Me.
そうだな。明日には帰れる。帰れるといいな。
Come again? I can't help but feel like we're talking past each other.
ではこっちに来てくれ。説明する。
She drags me over.
おいお前たち、赤子の手を借りてきたぞ。
The team cheers.
使い倒していいぞ。ぶっ壊さない程度にな。
But I hear them crying Yahoo and hooray, and they sound like they're enjoying this. Wait, oorah? The prophecy didn't fail. I was captured by great darkness.
エコーさんって何者なんだろう。
They explained the situation. They called it a briefing. Now, the PZ in PZ Team was the abbreviation for Ponpoko Zoo, the game they're currently making. They were apparently almost done. Now, to be exact, the game was actually called Ponpoko Zoo 2-Plus. Kinda long. What's it about? In a zoo with nothing but tanuki in it, the raccoon dogs must fend off invading foxes with all the energy and cunning they can muster. Is the gist of it.
わあ、なんだか可愛いですね。
I'll never forget the smiles on Hate and the team's faces when I shared how I honestly felt. I imagine that was how snakes would smile.
なんだろう、この空気。
順を追って説明する。まあ焦るな。
When I think now, I noticed that every single team member in the room had very clear bags under their eyes. Debugging. Tonight, I'm going to know a bit of that deep darkness.
ところで新人、あんた PC は使えるか？最近の若いのはスマホやタブレットなら自分の手足のごとく使えるのに PC の扱いには不慣れだったりって聞くが、あんたは？
一応それなり多少は。ただお仕事の場でお役に立てるレベルというか。
ちょっと。
いや、ちょっとじゃなくかなり微妙かと思います。
I speak honestly. If I can help and be useful, I certainly want to. But
おうほう、やはり今時なんだな。
すみません。
いや、それがいいんだ。とにかく素晴らしい。やあ、
はいです。はて、
彼女まだ PC をほとんど使えないらしいぞ。
おお、すげえ素晴らしい。ニエマじゃこのタイミングでいい子を入れてくれましたね。
いや、私冗談ではなく本当に何も。
分かってる分かってる。嫌味じゃないからさ。
私は社長と今晩中にどこまでのレベルを洗い出すかもう。
了解です。じゃあ彼女にはこっちで作業指示を出しますんで。
じゃあみんな、私はしばらく席を外すが頼んだぞ。
alright, she's the guinea pig. There weren't any free desks in the PZ team's office, so they lent me a laptop to work with, and I end up doing the task at my desk.
マウスとかキーボードとかは？
さすがにそれくらいはなんとか。
だよね。
学校でパソコンを使ってのネット検索や表計算ソフトとかの勉強ちょっとだけですがやりましたし。
上等上等。なんだ、ちゃんと PC いじれるじゃん。
でも多 ッチタイピングとかは練習してるんですが、まだ全然で。
初々しい。
だか
Okay.
らこんなのでゲーム会社とか正直肩身が狭くて。
いやいや、毎日10分間でも身を入れてタイピング練習やってれば2月もせずにマスターできることだよ。私もこの仕事に就くまではタイピングなんて片手シフトの野良犬殺法だったしさ。あんなもん特殊技能でもなんでもないない。
Feral cat single-handed shift. What? Feral cat single... Yeah, my question exactly. I'm curious, but I decide not to question it. I would. Yeah, Dim Lord, I can.
あ
I
あ、
don't even
そう
have...
でしょうか。
I don't even have the wits
ちょ
to
っ
make
と
a
苦労してる
quick
ので。
a quick joke about it. No, I could fully use a PC.
そうだ、名前は？
はい、大鳥です。大鳥。
私はヤオ。所属チームは違うけどちっちゃい会社だし、今後ともよろしく。
はい、ヤオさん、こちらこそよろしくお願いいたします。
と、君のことさ、ばあちゃんって呼んでいい？
はい、ばあ。
いや、
私、そんなに老け顔でしょうか。
いやいや、君ってばあんまり初々しいから。踏み荒らされる前のバージンスノーみたいだなと思ってさ。
Poor girl.
ばあちゃん。
Poor girl.
別の意味に聞こえそうなので。
そうだよね。略しすぎだっての。よし、じゃあもうちょっと付け足してバージンちゃんということで。
Poor girl.
みんな、お手伝いの新人ちゃんのコードネームはバージンちゃんだぞ。
Virgin-chan.
ウェイ
Oh boy.
ああ、いや、できればそれも。
ごめん、バージンじゃなかったのね。みんな、お手伝いの新人ちゃんってばバージンじゃないぞ。
ヤオさん。
I'm definitely being bullied. Is this what an AD does?
いやいや、ごめんごめん。ここ数日さ、ずっと追い込みでね。みんな娯楽に飢えてるんだわ。
Can you imagine going to work and your pet name there is Ms. Virgin? Golly.
君を出しにして悪かったけど、
It's only her
こういう
third day
状況
on
だ
the
と
job.
積極的に現場に笑いを作ってくってとても重要。
She got hit on by a maid in her first day. She's being labeled Ms. Virgin her third day. What happens in day number 5, dare I ask?
なるほど。
でないとスタッフみんなで殺し合い。みんなイライラしてるからね。君も緊張もほぐれただろ。
はい、お気遣いすみません。
じゃあ新人歓迎のお遊びはここまで。早速手伝ってほしいことを説明する。バージンちゃん。
やっぱりそれはやめてください。
Poor girl.
ち
で、作業用 PC はこのノーパソで。
はい、ずいぶん古いんですか？
うん、ほんと古いよ。仕事使いにはもうしんどいけどね。テストプレイ用に保管してある旧 OS の低スペックマシンなんだ。
あえて古いパソコンを使うんですか？
OS は7、グラボは一応、メモリと CPU はそこそこ。画面解像度はまあ聞かないで。ここまで来ると今回うちが動作保証している最低環境、キワキワもキワキワなんだけどね。
I desperately try to follow Yao's explanation, yet none of it makes sense to me. Can I actually even help out?
はあ、
All I can do was non-committally agree.
ハードディスクは一遍取り替えたって話だったかな。発売当時は20万以上するハイエンドマシンだったみたいだけど、ぼちぼち発売から10年近くになろうかっていう古い機種だし。
A $2,000 hard drive 10 years ago. Wow. What would that be? Like a terabyte?
10年
PC でゲームやるのに今時こんなボロと思うかもしれないけどさ、結構物持ちのいいユーザーさんいるんだなこれが。
10年近くも前ってスマホじゃまずありえませんね。
未だ日進月歩のスマホと違って PC なんかはここ数年パッと見の性能進化が落ち着いてきてるからね。
なるほど。
ちょい話がそれたけど、大鳥ちゃん、君にはこれでデバッグ作業をやってもらう。
Like she's calling her Otori-chan now instead of Virgin-chan.
はい、わかりました。
うちのゲームは少々古めの PC ユーザーも購買ターゲットに入れてる。だからさ、動作保証ギリギリの骨董品だけど、こいつみたいな低スペック機でも一応動くか投資プレイで確認しておきたいんだ。
なるほど、大事ですよね、そういうのって。
After hearing that explanation, I had a feeling I understood what I was to do.
いやー、人がいなくて今までそっちの確認にまで手が回ってなかったんだよ。じゃあはい、これがマスターロムね。インストールのやり方はわかる？
はい、それくらいは。
よし、じゃあまずはちゃんとインストールできるかどうかのとこから始めよっかね。よし、アンインストールもちゃんとできると。
せっかくインストールしたのをまたいきなり消すのもテストなんですか？
うん、デバッグってユーザーがやれることを全部問題なくできるかどうかを確認することだから。じゃあまたインストール。
これは大変そうです。
About an hour passed, I want to say. She'd given me a basic explanation.
と、じゃああとは大丈夫かな？
はい、マニュアルはこれですよね。
うん、あえてゲームシステムの説明はしなかったんだけど、知識のない人間がマニュアル見ながらちゃんと理解して遊べるかのテストもしたいんだ。
私がパソコンとかゲームの素人なのを喜んでたのって。
そういうこと。君が助っ人に来てくれてよかったよ。こいつ私らが言うのもなんだけど、今時の傾向からするとちょい難しめなんだよね。プレイすればわかるけど、出撃ブリーフィングから先に進めないユーザーさんが結構いて。
ブリーフィング？はあ。
今回の PD2 はそのあたり結構気を使った作りなんだけど、まあとりあえず遊んでみて。
Now that I know what I'm supposed to do and what she wants, I feel a little bit motivated. Then, after some time...
大鳥ちゃん、どう調子は？
ヤオさん？はい、とっても面白いです。このすみません、そういうことじゃないですよね。古いパソコンでもちゃんと動いて。ヤオさん？面白いってよ。みんな喜べ。
Oh, I'm sure that's a big cause for celebration for any gaming company.
いやー、さすがだわ大鳥ちゃん。さすが期待の新人。Good job!
Rising star of Eureka, huh? That's what I is, I suppose, the rising star of Eureka.
意味がよくわかりませんが。
みんなその言葉に飢えていたのだ。長いこと同じものをいじくり回してると、それがもう面白いんだかなんだか当人たちには分かんなくなってくるからね。
はい、古いパソコンでもきちんと最後まで遊べるかのテスト、今のところ順調です。
表示キャラが増えると挙動は相当重たいみたいだけど、固まりそうな気配はなし。ここまで無事に来てるなら大丈夫そうだね。あとこれが一番重要なんだけど、どう？バグとかは？
途 中で先に進めなくなったり操作できなくなっちゃうような問題ですよね。そちらも今のところは。
そのマシンでもメモリーリークとかは大丈夫そうだね。
止まってはいません。
ま、この時期のバージョンはあからさまに目立つ問題点は取り終えちゃってるし、そうそう問題は起きないと思う。いや、起きてはいけないはず。
でも止まるとかじゃないんですけど、途中シナリオの文字間違いをいくつか見つけたんですが。
それは仕方がない。誤字脱字はどうしてもね。間違いの箇所はどういう風に？
八尾さんに教えていただいたプリントスクリーンっていうので、その場面の画像を保存してありますけど。
That is a very useful feature. I like that button a lot. I use that button all the time.
上出来。じゃ、それと一緒にロムに書いてあるバージョン番号をデバッグシートにメモっといて。
デバッグシート？
ああ、教えてないか。社内ネットワーク上に PD チームの共有掲示板が。と言ってもまだわからないか。
すみません。
いやいや、問題なしよ。じゃあ紙にメモっといてよ。そのステージが終わったらそれ私の机に。
はい、わかりました。
おっきなバグも出てないし、これは順調だわ。
何か問題があったらその部分を直さなきゃいけないんですよね。
まあね、当たり前だけど重要なやつは直さなきゃまずい。重要でないやつもそれなりに直さなきゃまずい。外部のデバッグ会社にもテストプレイは出してあるんだけどさ、もう正直うんざりだよ。もう眠いよ。
なんだか顔色が。少しお休みになった方が。
そうだね。少し寝よっかな。
八尾さん、お休みの前についでに質問1個だけいいですか？
何？大鳥ちゃん。
ステージ3からなんですけど。
I timidly look at the memo in my hand.
敵のキツネ軍がジアス動物園から新型の無人ヘリの供給を受ける場面あるじゃないですか。
ああ、それに対抗して新型装備の積層茶釜シールドが出てくる強制イベントね。
A multi-layered teapot shield. Oh, cool.
はい、多分。
A multi-layered teapot shield.
そこのステージ、敵のヘリコプターを奪えっていうそんなミッションだったんですけど、ヘリコプターにコマンドタヌキたちを向かわせたら、味方ユニットの1匹がヘリコプターと重なった瞬間、そこから出てこなくなっちゃって。何度マウスを合わせても全体コマンドで命令しても動いてくれないんですよ。敵もこのユニットには攻撃してこなくなって、そのままステージはクリアできましたから、特に問題はないんですけどね。八尾さん？
いや、ごめん。もしかしてヘリは初期座標から動かないままかな？
はい、ピタリと動かなくなりました。他のキャラはもさもさ動いてるのに。
That's a paddling.
それってば待機モーションも止まったってこと？
Poor y'all.
次のステージからヘリコプターに乗り込んでたコマンドタヌキが編成画面からいなくなっちゃうし、前のイベントで国に帰ってウサギに復讐するんだべさって言ってたから、つまり故郷に帰ったんですよね。私その部分が気になってコマンドタヌキのその後のお話とかないんですか？
Aw, poor Ai doesn't even realize the trouble she's caused.
大鳥ちゃん。
はい
ないよ、そんなもん。
ああ、遊んだ人のご想像に任せるっていうパターン。
いや、もうそれはいい。とにかくちょっと詳しく聞かせてもらおうか。
投資プレイはい
いから。
Poor Yao.
なるほど。背景オブジェクトの座標設定と呼び出しユニットの指定をミスったか。
何か問題が？ヤオさん？
さ、問題なく先に進めてるんだよね。
はい、大丈夫です。
飲み込まれるのは汎用の傭兵ユニットだ。おそらくネームドキャラなら個別イベントが発動するはずだから問題は起きない。イエーイ！ほら、イエーイ！
I have no idea what's going on. Is Yao alright?
大丈夫。
そうなんですか？それならよかった。
問題なし。全然問題なしだよ。
もうヤオさん急に深刻な顔するからてっきりものすごい大問題が発生したものかと。
そんなわけないじゃない。
じゃあ私は続きやります。
オーケー、よろしく。というわけでこれは聞かなかったことにしとくんで、それでいいね。
She's smiling, but she seems kind of...
いいわけないでしょ。
Honoka was at my desk with an unsettling air about her.
ヤオ、見つけてしまったのか。
うわ、ハーディさんまで。
愛ちゃんが新人だと思って何よまいごとを言ってるのかしら。
何の話だろう。
I'm not sure, but I also feel like I can't step in carelessly.
いや、別に進行不能バグじゃないし。いくらでも補充可能な汎用ユニットが消えても特に問題はないかななんて。
そういう考え方もあるか。もう時間も時間ですし、あるいは
ここ直しても通常プレイでの頭からお尻までの投資確認とかもうできないですわ。
いじり壊すリスクを考えるとヤオの言うことにも一理ありますけども、社長。
でも見逃すには怖いわね。愛ちゃん。
はい。
そのステージのセーブデータをちょうだい。
セーブデータ。
A moment of confusion takes me when the conversation turns my way.
それなら。
大丈夫。私が大鳥ちゃんのマシンから回収してサーバに上げときます。
Yao backs me up.
バキバキさんのデバッグ部隊ってまだ動いてる？
本日デバッグ分の報告メールは届いてませんし、まだギリギリ営業時間だと思います。
バキバキさんに連絡してまず再現性があるか明日の朝一から確認してもらいましょう。同じような構成のステージもついでに全部
直しますか。
見つけてしまった以上はね。報告が日をまたいでたら使用ですで押し通したかもだけど、
工場への納品時間、
その判断はまだ保留にしておきましょう。存在しないファイルを読みに行ってのって類の不具合だろうからさほど重篤じゃないと思うし。
それだけならいいんですが。
いやはや本当にね。じゃあちょっと見てみるわ。セーブデータお願いね。
はーい。すんません、ハテイさん。
いや、この場に社長がいなければ私も同じような判断を下したかもしれん。
はあ、 こりゃ明日も帰れないかな。
私何かまずいことを。
I can't help sounding really timid.
だって何か私のせいで仕事が長引いて
いや、大鳥ちゃん、君は悪くない。むしろありがとう。
あんたがいてくれてよかったよ。やはり先入観なしの人間によるテストプレイは大切だな。
その割に2人とも目が怖いです。
人は遠くに理想を掲げ、それを求めなければ生きているとは言えないのさ。
目前まで近づいたマスターがまた遠ざかる。ああ、蜃気楼。畜生バグめ。
バグ、あれ。
そうだ、見つかってほしい。でも見つかってほしくない。あんまり重要なやつでないなら見なかったことにしてほしい。そんな感じの憎いやつだ。
なるほど。
Was there anything else like a baby like me could have said?
まさかメインキャラじゃなく汎用キャラであのミッションをクリアしに行くとはな。
おかしいな。全キャラのパターンを試したはずなんですけども。
バグの原因がキャラ依存のフラグとは限らんからまだ何とも言えんが、こういう例外処理はゲームをやり慣れたメインスタッフが一番気づきにくいパターンだろうな。新人のお手柄だよ、ほんと。どうした新人。まさか。
Don't tell me there's more.
はい、実は
Oh no!
まだ他にも
This poor dev team. This poor dev team, they're gonna eat this little girl alive.
このザルでばっかやったの誰だ。
Sorry guys, there's a piano that just dropped outside my door.
私もだ。はあ、みんなだよ、こんちき証明。とりあえず大鳥ちゃん。
新人、あんたはたった今から正式に PD チームだ。決まり決定。
This is going a little too fast for me to keep up.
おめでとう。パチパチパチ。かんかい。
私は
もう離さないぞ。マスターが出るまではな。こうなったら人海戦術しか手段はないのだ。
了解です。
I feel like something awful will happen if I didn't nod, so I just nod for now. And it is true that I want to help them, really.
よーし、いい返事だ新人。マスターが出たら豪勢なご飯おごってあげるからね。
まずそんな君には新しいロムが焼き上がってくるまでにデバッグシートの正式な書き方を教えちゃうぞ。
夜は長い。やお、丁寧にな。おそらく明日も丸一日デバッグだ。
それは
Poor I. Poor I. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do too. Now, this was the first time in my life I really understood a situation where all you could do was laugh. Poor I. Looks like that chapter's done. Yep, chapter done. "2 a.m. It would be pitch black if I was at home. Taito is the big city. It doesn't sleep. The lights are still on in the office and I'm alone in it. Flattened out in a booth with a sofa, the PZ team went out to a nearby family restaurant to eat. A temporary briefing, they called it. They invited me to come, but I turned them down. I had the feeling I was hungry, but much more than that.
疲れた。横になりたい。
The sofa was apparently made for taking naps, so no one's going to be mad if I lie down on it. My eyes are tired, my head is tired, and there's no way I'm not sleepy. And yet, even when I close my eyes, I can't sleep.
お布団で寝たいな。
According to the Draco quest book, when production had reached its peak, that was the most commonly heard wish. They wanted to sleep in their beds, to go home and sleep in their beds. When I read it, I thought, well, why didn't they just go home and sleep? Even if it's only for a short time, heading home and getting some good bed rest would do the body well. But when I think back now, I can't help but feel like I was saying that if they had no bread, let them eat cake. Though I hear she didn't actually say that. I curse my past self for thinking that.
これがゲーム会社。
Has my sister experienced this too?
力になれるのかな。
I let out a pessimistic mutter. In any case, until everyone else comes back, I'm just going to lie drowsily on this sofa. But just as I thought that... Sha! The sound of running water wakes me up. I thought I was dreaming it at first.
水の音。
But from where? There's not that many places where there'd be water in this office. Or rather, there's just one.
給湯室。
But you wouldn't hear the water there unless it was pouring out.
帰ってきたのかな。
The PZ team, I mean. Which would mean I'd have to get up. They said they wouldn't be back for an hour, though.
ちょっと。
I hoist up my heavy body and leave the booth. I didn't see anyone in the office. No one's back yet. Yet the water keeps pouring. Did the faucet open itself? That would mean a malfunction, and I've got to check on it. Can't let it be. Then, with my reason utterly hamstrung by sleepiness and fatigue, I inconsiderately barged into the hot water room, lacking in care and caution. It hadn't occurred to me at all that there may be an intruder. Surprise paralyzes me. It wasn't an intruder.
何見てんのよ。入浴中よ。
It wasn't an intruder, but a bather. Taking a bath in the hot water room. She wasn't making any coffee or tea. She was in hot water. A tiny girl bathing right there. She jammed her tiny frame into a makeshift bath to wash. Her body, her hair, in the nude.
裸。この世のどこに服着て風呂入るバカがいるの。あなたはバカ？それならその疑問も受け付けるわ。そうじゃないと主張するなら黙ってて。
She keeps shooting words at me, and I just stand there, paralyzed, unable to say a thing.
というか何？ PD の連中は出てるんじゃないの？モードにそう。私はちゃんと確認したのに。
The girl mutters to herself. She just goes on washing her hair, ignoring me. And right then, she reaches out, picks up the glasses placed down nearby, puts them on, and stares right at me.
何ですか？新入りね。ほのかが話してた。はい。よろしくお願いします。AD の 大鳥愛です。給湯室で入浴中の裸の女の子に挨拶。
I think I'm dreaming.
見てわからない。入浴中なの。挨拶なら後にして。そうですよね。ごめんなさい。というか、いつまで見てるの。で、そっか。黙っててって言ったのは私だったわね。言葉間違った作家ともあろうものが。
She waves her hand in a shooing motion.
こう言うべきだったわ。あっち行ってて。
Okay, well, first of all, we need to... Can I hit the start button? I can't. Rats. I can't back up. Let's go with don't go away. Oh, here we go. I can't step backwards. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. Gonna save here, because...
セーブしました。
Okay. Now, her words. They reached my ears just fine. But I'm still just vacantly standing there. My legs won't move. My eyes won't move. They're just stuck. On her frame, I can't pull my eyes away.
肌、綺麗。あ、
Wait a minute, is this the dragon?
何に見とれてるんだか知らないけれど、聞こえなかった？あっちに行っててって言ったのよ、私
Is
は。
this the little dragon? Maybe this is the little dragon. I came back to my senses. Oh, right. I don't suppose I can... Yeah. There's probably a button here to back up if I want. But as I try to leave, her voice comes after me.
無限堂咲、作家、シナリオライター、26歳。今はユリイカソフトの社属よ。無限堂咲。あ、ナナさんが言ってた、さっちゃん？
Wait a second.
26歳？私より5つも年上？ごめんなさい。
With a desperate apology, I ran back to the office. That last apology was for thinking she was younger than me.
年下っていうか、子供かと。なんなの？
Saki's voice is suspicious. I can't say it. How many years has it been since I've seen the sunrise? Actually, no, this might be my first time. And here I thought I wasn't the type that could pull off an all-nighter.
やればできるもんです。
あ、こんなところか。お疲れ、新人。
終わりましたか？
ああ、今日のところはね。
今日のところは。
デバッグ自体はまだまだ。終わりなんてないさ。
I feel like she's plainly told me to die.
まあ、でも、新人はひとまず。いいよ。お疲れさん。
I wouldn't mind sparing your life, is what it feels like she said.
また頼むかもだけど、その時はよろしく。
But I'll kill you if I feel like it, is what it feels like she said.
早く帰って寝た方がいいぞ。今日の仕事に響くし。
So I don't get the day off. Well, I did expect this.
はい。お疲れ様でした。
I pick up my bag and stagger out of the office. Well, before I go...
ハテさん。
なんだい。
ゲームを作るってどういうことなんでしょう。
体験したばかりじゃないか。デバッグさ。
Hate grinned at me. Heavy words.
これがゲーム会社。
I whimper weakly. To be honest, how many times I cried out for Kokoro's help in my mind, even though I'm supposed to be here to help her. Good grief. Oh, look who it is.
今誰かとすれ違ったような。
I can't tell. Her intuition is good.
はい。今はただ眠るがよい。
I'll do that.
寝よう。
Good not. Bet. That fast, yeah. I've been there once or twice.
ゆりマスター。
Oh, that's a cool transition. I'm glad she set her alarm. I barely make it to work. I'm really glad I set my alarm to go off every morning. Wouldn't have woken up otherwise. A bulky exhaustion settles into my body and will not leave.
おはようございます、お嬢様。お、これはお疲れのご様子。メイドのおっぱいにします？それともバナナ？どっちも結構です。
Nana's brimming energy this early works kind of like coffee.
デバッグ、大変だったっすね。はい、頑張った頑張った。いやー、3日目の人には大変だったっしょ。でもいい経験だと思うよ。
Sure did.
ナナが手伝った前職はいつか帰れなかったっけ？
Now that's scary. I direct my eyes to the PZ team's section.
みんないるんだ。
Don't tell me they didn't go home. Bonako lets out a worried-sounding wolf. Are they going to be alright? I decide to go make some tea in the hot water room. I figure it's the least I can do.
そのまま手伝わされたりなんて。
Worry. And when I get into the hot water room, the memory hits me. That scene from 2 in the morning yesterday. It felt unreal, but it actually happened.
何見てんのよ。入浴中よ。無限動作機、作家、シナリオライター、26歳。今はユリイカソフトの所属よ。シナリオライター、無限動
Rensuke?
さん、さっちゃん。
Nana mentioned a Sachan, and if my intuition isn't off, that's probably... Yep, that's my guess too. So, she's a night owl like me.
恐竜の巣の 主。
Mini, tiny. Well, she was pretty small. And if she's a scenario writer, that probably means she's in charge of the story at Miyamajo, right?
昨日のあれで挨拶したことになるのかな。
I can't say I feel great about that, but then I notice.
そういえば同人版のニエ魔女でもシナリオ先ってあったような。
So it's the same person writing it then. Well, that's probably obvious, but then I remember what Kokoro told me. The person who made this game passed away. Even though it's a doujin game, it's not like it was made entirely by one person, so it must have been someone on the team that passed away. So I think...
どんな気持ちで今リメイク版を作ってるんだろう。
I don't think I can ask her. I wouldn't. That's a very sensitive thing. Hey, Emil. Hey, we got a lot of new people who just popped in. Hi, everybody. Don't think I don't notice you. I make the tea and offer it to the BZ team. They all drink it in silence. I can only imagine the state they've been in. Pulling an all-nighter? Oh yeah, been there. Many a project. With that, I head back to my desk. Making sure not to look in the direction of the dragon's nest. I hear quiet snores coming from it, though. She must be nocturnal.
メール
Present. It's an email from President Honoka. Kokoro's coming back.
心が
I quickly look around the office, but she's not there. She'll officially be back tomorrow. She's all settled into her new place, though, so she can make it to our members' welcoming party tonight. That's actually why I set it to tonight. Anyway, it's been a bit delayed, but we'll be having Ai's welcoming party with the full Niyamajo team tonight. Coax the details of Nana. Good luck! That good luck at the end felt a little unprecedented, but that's the furthest thing from my mind right now.
心が来る。会える。
Now's my chance.
体調がどうとか言ってられない。
In any case, until night falls, I need to keep my energy up. I have to keep myself as healthy as possible. So I can greet Kokoro with a smile.
新人ちょっと来て。
ナム。後でバナナ差し入れする？ありがとうございます。
You're gonna need them. Nana really did send me some bananas later. Debugging truly is darkness.
一線の昼と一線の夜を私たちは数えた。離れ離れになって3年。365日かける3。
There were a few nights I couldn't sleep, so it's probably exactly 1,000 days.
心は数えてないかもだけど、
But I...
思い出さない日なんてなかったんだよ、心。とりあえず一人で来たけど。
Where's Nana?
社長に頼まれてね。ナナはプチザウルスを起こしてかなきゃだから、アイポンは行ってていいっすよ。本当は腕組んでルンルン同伴したいとこだけどね。
Nana's so high energy.
押し付けちゃう全部ね。
And perverted. There she goes again. Anyway, that's why I headed for the station on my own.
アイポン。
I guess that's my nickname. It's my name in that chat program, too. Can't say I'm not grateful. My first nickname, after all. The town around the station is very populated in the evening. It thrives as plenty of bodies shuffle to and fro. Tato probably gets busier as night approaches. Not looking forward to driving and diving into a sweaty crowd.
あだ名か。
Come to think of it, Kokoro and I never called each other by nicknames. Though that's probably what sisters are like.
もし心につけるとしたら、私がアイポンだから。
By that logic, she'd be... Right then, someone puts their hand on my shoulder. Is that Kokoro? I quickly turn around.
ごめんなさい、驚かしちゃった。
It was Honoka. From behind again.
ええ。というか、お酒の匂いする。
Did she stop to drink somewhere on the way? She probably did.
愛ちゃんだけなのね。ナナは、そっか、お願いしたわね、プチザウルス。
Honoka looks like she's having fun.
慣れてないのに一人で待たせてごめんなさい。先に会って連れてきたから。ココロちゃんよ。ほら。
Honoka turns around and sort of pushes someone forward. Someone. That someone being Kokoro.
ココロン？違うの、ごめん、心。
And that's the nickname. Just going to drop it on her all at once, I guess. I'd been thinking of what her nickname would be, so it just came out.
いぶかしげな目で見られている。
Poor I. Been looking forward to this for 3 years and she butchered it. Our 3-year reunion.
何よ。久しぶりだね、心。
No reaction. This is painful.
私ね、ほのかさん、社長さんに。聞いてます、大鳥さん。
I blank out.
よろしくお願いします。引っ越しで休んですみませんでした。明日からは職場に戻るので。
Then she bows, like a good adult, but that's not it. No, that's not what stands out. She's never spoken this politely, this coldly, and she's never called me Otori, even after our mothers divorced.
私のことは柳屋でお願いします。
Not Kokoro. I've never called Kokoro that before.
社長、いつものところなんですよね、お店。
ええ、予約入れといたから。
それくらい誰かにさせたらいいのに。
好きなのよ、段取り。好きなことの段取りは好きなの。
先回り。
It feels like they're used to this, Kokoro and Honoka. And I can't react, can't move, can't speak.
よろしくお願いします、大鳥さん。
She says that again as if to make sure, then heads for the restaurant behind us. She's off.
ここ。
I nearly call her Kokoro, but quickly stop myself. Yanagiya? I can't call her that either. Don't contact me anymore. That final message. The 1,000 days and nights. The great distance and time between us had finally closed up, and yet I can't even call her by name. She's so far away.
仕方ないわね。優しく迎えてあげなさいって話はしたんだけど。ココロちゃん、柳屋で予約取ってるから。
また私の名前。
なんとなく。
Honoka follows Kokoro to the restaurant, and when she passes me by, she pats me on the back. It's a soft pat, as if she's trying to soothe me, comfort me.
行きましょう。
And with that, I'm paralyzed. I just stand there. Stand there. Then,
待たせたな召喚。プチザウルス狩り成功っす。
Nana appears.
あ、私服。
The thought vacantly strikes me. And beside her,
誰がプチザウルスよ。噛むわよ。キスマークなら歓迎だよ、さっちゃん。クソビッチ。さっちゃん言うなと何度言ったらわかるのよ。だいたいいないわ、そんな恐竜。いい？前にも言ったはずよ。恐竜の名前にはそれぞれちゃんと。
Nana and Saki are great together.
アイポンとさっちゃんは会ってるんだっけ？ゆうべデバッグの夜に。
Who'd she hear that from? Saki?
入浴中を覗かれたわ。犯罪ね。なんじゃ。あれは何も知らなくて。まあそれは仕方ないか。覗きは覗きよ。前科一犯だわ。だから妹ちゃんともう会ったんだね。先行ってる感じ？
Nana says in passing. She's pretty sharp. I don't know how much she knows, but Saki is keeping quiet.
はい。なんていうか、その。
I find myself tongue-tied.
まあまあ、いいよ。行こう、お店。
Nana flippantly urges me inside.
それともケーキ漬けにおっぱい触っとく？今はメイドじゃないけど。遠慮します。大したエロメイドね。エロゲに帰れ。難しいんだよ、あえぐのとか。生いける口だけど。
Oh my word. The friendly pair heads into the restaurant. Let me pretend I didn't hear what they were talking about. The restaurant is named Okami, Lady General or Restaurateur. It looks like a popular sit-down place with tables outside and all. Okay. That was interesting.
はいはい。ではそんなわけで、愛ちゃん、ようこそ私のユリイカソフトへ。そしてニエ魔女チーム勢ぞろい。とりあえずだけどね。
すみませんでした。3日も離れて。
She was busy moving farther away.
本当だわ、ディレクターが。たかが引っ越しで。お仕事進んでないさっちゃんが言うか
な。お家の方と揉めたのよね、ココロちゃん。
社長、そっか。
I nearly call her by name, but quickly stop myself. At home. She could only be talking about one of our mothers. The one who had taken Kokoro with her, that is. I hadn't seen her since they got divorced. She was fighting?
聞きたいけど。
いいかしらね、それは。とりあえず乾杯しましょうか。
Honoka looks awfully eager to drink. She's enjoying this.
名目は何でもいいくせに。
さきちゃんと飲むのは久々ね。楽しみだわ。
さっさと食うもの食ったら私は帰るわ。
ダメよ。話すことはいろいろあるんだから。本腰入れてくんだもの、完全版。ま、今夜はとことん行きましょう。じゃ、乾杯。
Honoka holds out her stein. It's filled with beer. Meanwhile, I hold out my Cassie's orange cocktail.
乾杯。
I clink my glass with the others. Apparently, whenever the Eureka team goes out drinking, this is the place they come to. Nana tells me Honoka adores it. It feels like a really down-home izakaya, without all the bells and whistles you'd expect a company president to like. Still, Honoka looks all laid back and relaxed.
2杯目からはホッピーにしましょう。乾杯はやっぱりビールだけど、あとね、ここはセロリの浅漬けが美味しいの。
Hoppy?
串が美味しいのは当然。 でおすすめは
超絶です。
まあいっか。注文はココロちゃんお願い。
分かってます。
Kokoro calls the staff member and orders adroitly.
焼酎はボトルで頼んじゃって。その方が楽よ。
社長、それで大事な話できるのかな。
Nana complains as she downs her lemon sour.
もちろんよ。私を誰だと思ってるの？何の話からするんだったか覚えてないけどね。
ダメじゃないバカ。柳屋、食べ物多めに頼んで。肉系よ。
Kokoro orders more, not responding to Saki.
仲良くないのかな。あとバナナね、バナナ。
I mean, of course.
あ
Duh.
りませんから。以上でお願いします。
They don't have any bananas?
さきさん。何よ。
Saki glares at me, stain of green tea in hand. Now, when we were going into the restaurant, I was told to call her Saki rather than her last name. Oh, and Honoka, the president, told me something similar in the interview. I was a little hesitant at first, but she did say that's what she wanted me to call her. Back to Saki. She has headphones around her neck. According to Nana, she has them on so often that they're essentially a part of her body at this point. She looks like she'll put them on to create a wall around her any moment now.
さきさんって音楽が好きなんですか？雑でお安い質問ね。まずヘッドフォンを首にかけてる時点であらゆる音楽が嫌いというわけではないことくらいわかるものだわ。なのにこれといったジャンルでもなく漠然と音楽が好きか聞かれて私はどう答えればいいの？教えてみなさい。のべつ幕なし。何でも無節操に聞く女かを確認したいわけ？そんなの響きで十分だわ。
Jeez, lady, it was just a question. Hipiki?
音屋のエコちゃん。
Nana fills me in without me even asking. She's drinking down a highball. Echo? Where have I... Oh!
エコさん、チャットで話しました。
聞いたわ。楽しい新人が入ったと褒めてたわね。
褒められているんでしょうか？
もちろん。彼女の最大級の褒め言葉よ。
ありがとうございます。
I'm not actually sure if I should be happy about that. Kokoro stays quiet. She's drinking oolong tea. She is 19 after all, a year off of drinking age. It doesn't look like Hanukkah is forcing her to drink either. I breathe a sigh of relief.
本当のことを言えば、私は店に入ってからずっと心が気になってる。心だけが。
Hanukkah's between us. Having finished ordering, Kokoro just sits there, silently drinking her tea. Yanagiya? It's like we're strangers. And she is treating me like a stranger.
私の知っている心じゃないみたい。
Like a completely different person with the same face. But there's no mistaking that it's Kokoro sitting there. My sister. Her face, her hair the same color as mine. Her voice. It's all Kokoro.
はい。もっとちゃんと手握って。ギュッて。私が眠るまで話しちゃダメだからね。
The same voice that begged me to hold her hand when we went to sleep.
聞いてます、大鳥さん。私のことは柳屋でお願いします。
Cold. Like a doll. What happened to Kokoro? What happened to my sister? That's what I came to Tato to find out, and...
愛ちゃん。愛ちゃんってば。
はい、すみません。
Hanukkah had been calling me. I hadn't noticed. I looked down to see that the food has arrived.
もうせっかく驚かそうと思ったのに全く見てくれないんだもの。
Honoka looks a little miffed. My cheeks are tinged red.
見る？
I feel a touch suspicious for a moment, but notice right away what Honoka is holding.
はい名刺愛ちゃんのよ出来たてほやほや
Oh, that's exciting. Business cards. Your very own business card. It means you're official. She holds them out, all official-like. See? See, I told you. My eyes go wide. Business cards? I take them.
よかったねアイポン。名刺は社会人の基本武装。ナナにとってのバナナ。
Of course. But bananas? Anyway, business cards.
ありがとうございます。
I accept the case of business cards.
そっか。私名刺持つんだ。
それはそうよ愛ちゃんは立派な社員さんなんだから
いいなあ。社長、ナナも名刺持ちたいっす。
ダメナナはバイトでしょそれとも社員になるだったらあげるわよ
Is that a threat?
バナナの国を守る崇高な使命が。私も持ってないわ。
何言ってるのさきちゃんにも渡してるわその度なくしてるだけ
名刺を渡さなきゃ覚えてもらえないような名前ならそこまでってことよ。かっけー。てかまあさっちゃん引きこもりだし。一緒にしないで。必要ないから出ないの。それだけよ。いいものを書くのに必要ならどこにでも行くわ。地球の反対側でも。
She says it as if it's totally normal.
すごいなプロって。
This poor Ai, she thinks this is how professionals work. Doesn't realize she's just surrounded by a bunch of lunatics, that's all. I've heard that when Saki was still in high school, she won a small award with a short story. And ever since then, she's been working in novels on occasion. And I think that's really impressive. As the conversation goes, I pull a card out of my case, gently, as if it's fragile. A single card. The first time in my life I'd ever held my own card. Eureka Software Development Division. Assistant Director, I. Otoro. Assistant Director, A.D.
あ、お姉さんホッピーの黒外と冷やしトマトねマヨ抜きで愛ちゃんの仕事は D のサポート D、ディレクター、ココロちゃんのお手伝い明日からよろしくね
She smoothly adds that explanation onto her additional order.
はい。
I find myself taking a glance at Kokoro. Aw, look at that phone case she has. That has a little, like a cat on it. That's adorable. No reaction. Complete disinterest. How sad.
ま、他にも何でもしてもらうわ今日まで D もお休みだったしチーム全体のんびりだったけど AD って大変よ
メイドの調教も AD の仕事しませんってば
Training?
したければいいけど当面愛ちゃんの仕事はうちの子の散歩と掃除とそれからね
A beat.
新原画家探し
She just throws that at me. I can tell Kokoro reacts ever so slightly.
新原画家探し
I don't really get it.
社長それは私が
ココロちゃんには他にやることがあるでしょそれも山ほど今までほどのんびりしてられなくなるのは言った通りよ新しい原画家は愛ちゃんに探してもらうわ
Her tone is soft, but Honoka allows no complaint. Kokoro falls silent.
愛ちゃんの独断で決めていいってわけじゃないわだから安心してもちろん D であるココロちゃんの意見も聞くから候補探しというのが正しいかしらね
Unable to keep up, confusion takes me. A new main artist? Looking for candidates?
ごめんなさい。そうね。まず愛ちゃんには説明しないといけないわね。ニエ魔女リメイク版の進捗を。今我々のゲーム制作が一体どうなっているのか。
The mood at the table instantly grows tense.
あ、お姉さん、セロリ追加ね。
Alright. I was just imagining that.
それじゃあ説明は7。
わあ、めんどくさくなりやがったな社長。かしこまりっす。
Nana lets out a salute.
では簡単に言うと、まだあんまりできてません。さあ簡単すぎ、説明になってないわ。あんまり。
おかしいわね。開発が始まったの1年前くらいの気がするけど。
それはもともと進めていた D が仕事放り出して逃げたからであります。さあ、それも原画家を連れてでありました。あんなセンスのない D も絵描きもいらないわ。よかったのよ、いなくなって。代わりがこれじゃ先が思いやられるけど。
Saki glares at Kokoro while complaining about her former co-workers.
何よ。
はいはい、さきちゃん。そのスナック感覚で全方位に噛みつく癖やめなさい。ほんとプチザウルスなんだから。
胃が痛くなってくる。
Did the air get a little cold in here? Is it just me?
iPhone に言っとくと、一応同人版っていうベースになるものがあるからこまごまと進んでる部分もあるんだけどね。背景周り、音周り、UI 周り。UI？ ユーザーインターフェース。メッセージの枠とかセーブロードのアイコンとかゲーム画面のあれこれ。目立たないけど大事な部分。そんなこんなちまちま進めてた部分もあるけど、みんな仮。なんだかわかる？ゲームの国のお姫様。いえ。
Princess of... Oh, never mind.
原画家がいなくなったから、新しくなるから。
絵はゲームの顔。それに合わせて全てが調整される。
顔。
Hearing that, I have to wonder if Saki, in charge of the story, thinks anything of it. I cautiously peer over at her. And she's eating. She's devouring skewers and doesn't seem to care.
iPhone はそのゲームの顔になる原画家を探すってことね。いやー、大仕事っすよこれは。そんな任されてもごまんべ。んべ？
んべ？
いえ、なんでも。方言ね。気にすることないわ。まだデートに来て浅いんでしょ。
Ah, now Saki's being nice to us.
さきさん。気にすることないわ。田舎者丸出しの方言くらい。痛いです。
Thanks a lot, Saki.
そうね。それと原画家探しは愛ちゃんの仕事よ。社長命令。
わかりました。
Refusal is not an option.
それでナナ、結局全体としては進捗何%というところなのかしら。
そうっすね。全体としては 50%？
あら結構。
でもそれは同人版というベースがあるってだけなので、実質10、いや5ってところであります。
Thanks a lot, Nana.
さあ、シナリオも進んでませんし。
はい、さきちゃんコメント。シナリオ作業進んでないライターから一言どうぞ。
知らないわ。私は私がやるべきことはやってる。
あっちの方は
どうかしらね。それに関しては伝えてあるはずよ。あっち？
They're being so vague. I have no idea what they're talking about.
そうね。まあそれはいいでしょう。よくないけど。
Honoka's voice sounds strangely slurry.
じゃあまあはい
Honoka lays down her stein of alcohol and claps her hands.
新原画家は愛ちゃんがいい感じの子をすぐ見つけてくれると信じて明日からリスタートといきましょうよろしくね完成は10月の第3週ってことでこれでと
I feel like the air shook around me. The third week of October. That's about half a year. Daddy? Sounds pretty rough at the very least. Well, I probably don't understand just how rough it'll be.
それじゃあお仕事の話終わり飲むわよ
もう散々飲んでるじゃない。呆れるわね。ま、好きにすればいいけれど、仕事の話が終わったなら帰るわ。いいわね。それじゃあ。
Saki starts to get up from her seat.
さきちゃんお座り
なぜ？
分かってるくせにあなたとは話すことあるものでしょ
こっちはないわ。
ダメ座って
クソったれ。
Shots fired. So this entire team hates each other is what they're trying to say. Panic hits me.
きっと気心知れてるからだとは思うんだけど。
そうだねえ愛ちゃんいいゲームを作るコツ教えてあげましょうか
いいゲーム。
It's not like I know the secret, and if she's going to tell me, I'd love to know. But is a loud bar really the best place to hear such sacred knowledge? I mean, that secret wasn't in any of the books I read. I sense that Kokoro's listening intently too. If she hasn't heard this either, maybe Honoka wants her to overhear it. I straighten up my back, at least, and train my eyes on Honoka. Honoka lets out a pleasant laugh.
いいゲームを作るコツはねいいゲームを作ろうと思わないこと
What?
教えちゃった
楽しそうです。わかんない。
Kokoro whispers the same thing I do.
わかりますよ社長。我々に必要なのはいいゲームじゃなく売れるゲーム。いいゲームは売れたゲームだ。
Nana is awfully excitable now. Is it the liquor? Again, she's always like this. Look at the fire in her eyes. Yeah, that's the liquor. She needs to clean that out with alcohol. Honoka is all smiles.
当たりも外れもないわ。くだらない。
But I have to say, Saki doesn't seem to care who she talks to, even if it's the president. That's kind of amazing in its own right. Not something I could pull off.
こういう人が煮え魔女。
The Dojin version, and the current one too. That dark, beautiful story. She was behind its prose. And I have to think.
兄よ。悪かったわね。煮え魔女のシナリオを書いたのがこんな人間で。いえ、らしいと思ったのかしら。
That merciless, cruel story. Brutal, yet with a genuineness to it.
でも言っておくけれど、あの世界観や話を考えたのは私じゃないわ。よく考えつくわよね、女。まあ、今じゃ。
さきちゃん
Honoka interrupts. She mentions the woman who made the Dojin version of Nihamajo. Kokoro had told me the game maker had passed away. Saki wasn't the only person who made the Dojin version. The two did most of the work, making it a two-woman product, which means that's the person who passed away. This is a topic I have to tread lightly on. Kokoro stays silent, pulling the meat from the extra skewers that have just arrived. I feel an invisible wall between us, and it's very thick.
声かけられないよ。 聞きたいことしたい話いっぱいあるのに。
And we're not far either. Honoka's all that's between us.
遠いな。
七味っす？取ってあげる取ってあげる。
Nana reaches over to the bottle of spicy sashimi powder at the edge of the table.
もつ煮には七味だよね。知ってる？バナナにも合うんだよ。
I mean, of course it does.
大嘘ね。それともつ煮には一味だわ。渋いな、さっちゃん。はい、好きなだけおかけ。
Nana hands me the bottle of sashimi.
ありがとうございます。
So, I don't actually like spicy food, but she reached all the way over there to get it for me, so I sprinkled it onto the stewed offal on my side plate. Just a little. I could feel a sigh coming on as I stared down at my plate.
遠いな。
今度は爪楊枝？
Nana sure is a good person. She got me some toothpicks. A dusty night breeze blows past me. Taxis and buses go in and out of the station front, their lights dancing in the city. The street's commotion only grows louder as the night grows later. Our company drinking session, however, had come to an end. And me, well, I only had 2 Casti's oranges, but I already feel lightheaded. I might just be tired from debugging too. And just when I thought all I had to do was go home, Honoka spoke up.
次はガード下行きましょう。ガード下。
Oh my lord, look at her face. She is out of it.
オッケーっす。ゴーゴー。
She is fine.
いやよ、私は帰るんだってば。
She is sane. Honoka and Nani have captured Saki.
愛ちゃんもいいわよね。
She's in high spirits. I can't say no.
はい。
As I nod in agreement, my eyes are on
私は帰ります。未成年なんで。これ以上。
Kokoro. Squarely. I'm very, very near to Honoka and the others right now. I should be in her vision. And yet, I'm completely ignored.
はーい。明日からよろしくね、ココロちゃん。
じゃ。
Kokoro bows her head and turns her back to me. With a deliberate swing, then she starts walking. Starts leaving. Don't contact me anymore. I came here to see you, Kokoro. Don't contact me anymore. Please refer to me as Yanagiya. The words mix and tingle in my mind.
ココロ待って。
I call my sister's name and run after her. Past her. I turn around and stand right in her path.
柳谷さんなんて言えないよ。
I barely done any running, but I'm already out of breath.
何？
Kokoro stops and stands to face me. She's looking at me now, and yet the look in her eyes is closer to rejection, hatred.
涙出そう。
To think that my sister, that Kokoro, could look at me like that.
邪魔なんですけど。
どうしてなのかなって。
I can't easily put my words together. Even though this has been dominating my thoughts for the past 3 years. Why did you tell me not to contact you? Why are you trying to avoid me? Why are you trying to reject me? Why do you hate me?
間違いない。
She hasn't said it to me clearly yet, but I can tell. Maybe it's because we're sisters. But her eyes and the emotion they house.
心は私を嫌ってる。
But why? I feel like the passersby are glancing at us.
ね、どうして避けるの？
I want to know. That's why I'm here. I thought she wouldn't answer me. I thought she'd just ignore me like she has until now.
そうしたらどうすればいいのか全然わからない。
Kokoro takes a step towards me. She comes closer with no hint that she'll say anything. Silent. She comes up, right next to me, then right in front of me. I can't move. What is she going to do?
まさか暴力。
I've never bested my sister in physical combat. The dusty breeze rustles my hair. The night settles on me, and its breeze brushes my cheeks. And then,
どうしてって。
she brings her face right up to me, and with her lips near my ears, she speaks a word.
悪魔。え？何？心今なんて言ったの？言われたの？
It was short, quiet, but all too clear. One word, just one word. But I can't comprehend it. It doesn't enter my mind. Even if I had heard it. Then, with that quiet whisper, Kokoro turns around. She turns her back to me and with a harsh voice says,
柳屋でお願いします。仕事ですから。私、ゲームは絶対ちゃんと完成させたいんで、邪魔しないでください。
She hurries off, nearly in a run. She heads away from me, vanishing into the crowd, and I'm left behind, alone. The dusty night breeze, the slight scent of spring, and for a while, I can't comprehend what she just told me. Now I understand what she told me when she left. But before, what she whispered into my ear, it was so quiet but so clear.
悪魔って言った？
My whisper faded into the wind.
ああ、修羅バス？
Nana steps beside me, sounding concerned.
いえ、すみません。そんなんじゃ。
That's all I can say.
そう？ナナのおっぱいでよけりゃいつでも貸すぜ。
Probably not an appropriate time.
ありがとうございます。
That's a little moving to hear.
だから私は帰るってば。
Saki's been trying to get away this whole time.
さきちゃんほんと体ちっちゃいわね。軽いし、ほら。
持ち上げるな。おるせバカ社長。
Poor Saki.
やーよ。
I hear Saki and Hanuka.
行くわよ、愛ちゃん。先は長いわ。
I have no idea what she means, but Hanuka calls me.
行こう。
With Nana urging me, I walk beside her, off to where Hanuka and Saki are. On this Koenji night, the night of my reunion with my sister, the question still remains. What happened to my sister who cut me off 3 years ago?
で、つなぐ？
Nana's voice is so soft it nearly smells sweet. Ooh. Can I save here? I can! Good! Oh, I can save a lot. Okay, I want to save there and there. Okay. And I want to indulge in Nana's kindness. I wasn't sure if I should indulge, but...
はい。オッケーっす。
Nana grins, and her antennae flutter joyfully. I'm sorry? Then, we hold hands. Nana and I.
甘えてしまいました。
I feel Nana's warmth waft into me. I feel just a little better.
ありがとう。
恋人つなぎするにはまだフラグが足りないぜ。
A smile a little, too. I was released from Hanuka's clutches at 2 in the morning.
無限リマスター 夢うつつだって。
Okay, you know, I've been going for almost 2 hours. I feel like that's a good stopping point. Another chapter down. Let's go ahead and save this.
セ
There.
ーブしました。
There, okay. At some point, I'm going to need to go back and replay that so then I can get to that Saki bath part and pick a different path. But until then, looks like we're going to be picking up Director versus Rider next time I stream. I don't know if I'll be streaming this on Tuesday or not, but I would certainly like to. So, with that out of the way, this has been Yumeutsutsu Remaster, and I've been having a great time playing this game. So unlike If My Heart Had Wings and another VN I played, I forget which one, there's actually been a lot of different paths that we've been choosing, so it's interesting to see what'll happen in the future. Man, I am really enjoying this game. I know that, like, I'm going to be playing this a lot in my own free time as well. So, as a reminder, guys, this is available to pre-order right now on PlayStation Vita through PlayAsia.com. So make sure to get it if you want the chance of playing it on your Vita. One of the best consoles ever, of course. Until next Tuesday, I have been Skul. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.